Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. For the Grue Rume Show today, I got a very awesome guest, and she's a professional wrestler and an actress and a model, and her name is Paige Collett, and she goes by the Black Dahlia and the Chainsaw Queen. And I'm really looking forward to talking to her about life, about wrestling, about horror, and everything else. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Rume Show, and my interview with Paige will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Rume, and as always, welcome to my nightmare. So stay tuned. All right, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi guys. I am so excited to be on. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh my God, yeah, definitely. From one horror fan to another horror fan. So any horror fans I could have on is like amazing.
Oh my god, I totally spaced. Wait, is this not a wrestling podcast?
It is. Well, I mean, it's like I don't know what to call my podcast
No,
because
I do them all. No, I've been on horror podcasts. I've been on I got invited on like a rock podcast just recently. It was music related and I'm not even in a band. And then there was I mean, for Christ's sakes, my coach Rikishi, he's a wrestler, right?
yeah,
But he goes to porn conventions. You know what I'm saying? So like podcast conventions, it's all the same. I just yours is more horror related.
it's both. Like because
Okay.
it started out as just horror, but then I made it like wrestling horror and like
So why did you invite me
metal
on?
and
Because I'm a wrestler, or because of the horror shtick, or both?
a little bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you normally have though actors on for
Yeah,
horror,
yeah,
or do you
actors,
or oh,
wrestlers.
so you have it all? Okay, okay,
Mhm,
okay.
mhm.
I
Yeah,
didn't know if I was like maybe like because a lot of these some of the different horror podcasts just have like horror actors come on or horror directors, like different people involved with the whole the whole genre. And then I will be the one that's like, oh, I'm also a wrestler, so I'm the wrestler on their podcast. So that's pretty neat. But I noticed that both worlds kind of blend though.
it really does, doesn't it though? Yes.
Yeah, it's a small world amongst small worlds, and it's kind of cool how like everyone knows each other.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm a big fan of both. Like I'm a horror fan, I'm a wrestling fan, and
Yeah,
I love metal too. So I listen to like a lot
right.
of heavy metal. Like it seems like all that stuff goes hand in
It
hand.
does. It does, and a lot of the fans are the same as well. So it's
Hmm. Awesome. So I guess I'll start out with the wrestling questions and then work
okay.
to our so
I'm
like
excited to hear these questions.
nice. So who are some of the wrestlers that you used to love watching growing up and who actually inspired you to come in the sport?
Normally a lot of wrestlers have that story, you know, like they normally have, oh, I was watching it in diapers and this wrestler inspired me watching it with grandma, and you know, because all those old ladies loved that, you know. I my best friend Nathaniel, he has that cliche story, like he has the story of one of his first memories is in diapers, like watching the television, and then his grandma like loving it, and a Southern woman loving it, and then like his go-to was like Stone Cold Steve Austin being a '90s
Nice.
baby. So I always mirror my upbringing to now that I'm involved with wrestling, to now that wrestling is my life and my career. I mirror it towards his because I'm just like, maybe that's how my life would have been if my family was involved with wrestling. But my family was not involved with wrestling at all. I'm first generation. And then also my family was not even wrestling fans at all. Like my
Oh
family
wow.
thought a lot of a lot of people are shocked with my upbringing, but a lot of my family thought wrestling was trash. They
Oh my
literally
God.
thought wrestling was trash, and they even accused me of being trash for getting involved with wrestling.
No.
And when I chose to become a professional wrestler and I ended up like dropping out of college, my family Well, basically, when I went to train under Funaki and train under
Mhm.
Rikishi, when I went and did this, I was homeless.
Oh my
I
God, get out.
I slept out of my vehicle and just paid for school. I got my shoot job, and I worked my shoot job, and all my money went towards wrestling school. And I was just this broke kid that was like, I'm gonna do this, and I fell in love with the sport. And even if no one believed in me, I believed in myself, and I became a professional wrestler.
Wow, that is
So
definitely a
yeah,
story.
I was brought up like the age dead cutoff to be in dance, like ballet and stuff, was like the age of 4 and 5 classes. Like that's the
Mhm.
age that they start. Where I had an elder sister, she was in the classes. So at the age of 2, I actually was always on the teams and in the practices, and actually technically by default I was on the cheer squads and on the dance teams. So at the age of 2, I started my ballet lessons. And so like that was my upbringing, was dance and theater, and wrestling kind of turned into something completely. My family was shocked when I got involved with wrestling. It was completely out of left field, and then getting put in a wheelchair out at Rikishi's, and then getting sick with CRPS, and then trying to crawl my way back into the business and actually debut and wrestle and make a career out of this. Like that's kind of like my story. That's what's going on with me right now, guys. And being a non-wrestling fan and then falling in love with wrestling, um it's an interesting story. Because
Yeah,
like by the looks of it,
definitely.
you just were brought up as a wrestling fan, right?
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, like I've been watching wrestling probably since I was like 5. But started out as a Randy Macho Man Savage fan,
Right.
I did like Hulk, like, but my guy was always Macho Man. Like,
Love Macho Man, Miss Elizabeth. When I got involved with the
yes.
business, I was just a valet at first, and I studied footage. Like I studied their promos.
Oh, get out, really?
Yeah, like Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man was a lot of promos. I like. I love old school footage. I love old promo styles, like the shit that they would always do with like Hulk Hogan and stuff.
Yeah,
Iconic.
I know exactly. Yeah. It was funny because when I was a kid growing up, everyone was like Hogan. Hogan was like the guy, but I was a Macho Man guy, and everyone would be like, "Oh, you like Macho Man? Why don't you like Hulk? Hulk's the man. Hulk's the
Everyone
man."
loved. I just met Hulk Hogan over the summer, actually.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, he was a pretty cool guy. I got a photo with him.
Ah, that's awesome. Sweet.
Yeah, I love meeting these different like icons in the business.
Did Hogan tell you to say your prayers and eat your vitamins or?
It was a brief meeting, but I definitely I got to tell him about CRPS. That was pretty cool.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And when you were wrestling, like when you were training for Fuinaki and Kishi, like how was that like actually learning from two people who's been in this business for for quite a while now?
Oh yeah. So like it was a no-brainer when I went out and chose these schools. Like I never understood the mentality of you want to be a professional, but you're not willing to put in the work or the pay your dues or go to
Yeah.
school for it. And I've never understood that mentality of different people. But I when I was like, okay, my family is not going to back this. I'm in it by myself, and I'm just a poor kid that has, I have savings. I have no career, no job, no money. How do I do this? And then I made it happen, and I made sure that. I mean, I went days without food. Like I remember multiple times going 2 to 3 days without food just to pay for wrestling school. I remember
Mm.
not having access to a toilet and having to like quite literally use a styrofoam cup and use the bathroom in a toilet, or like I made my makeshift toilet, uh, where in LA they would lock up bathrooms.
Oh
And when
wow.
they would shut down places at night, I wouldn't have access to a toilet, so I would have to like use a cup. And I did everything you were supposed to do to become a professional wrestler. I went and trained under these legends because like when you go to college, you want to go to like Harvard and Yale. You
Oh,
want to go to you want to go to these. If you want to be a doctor, you don't want to be the shits. So
true, true.
you want to be the best at your craft. And
Exactly.
I knew I wanted to make a career out of this, so that it was a no-brainer to train under legends and to train under Funaki. It was pretty cool because he had his own place at the time. It was back in 2015. I trained under him for just under a year back in 15 through 16, and it was very hot. It was very hot in the San Antonio heat. Let's just say that it was a garage set up with a Spartan gym, and the garage door would be lifted up, and I'm just like, that's not helping. But
Yeah, yeah.
like it was so hot, and there was no air conditioning. But I have some footage of my experience there, and then when I drove out and trained out at Rikishi's, it was the same setup of sleeping out of my vehicle, but the difference was my shoot job was night shift, so I would quite literally have to sleep out of my vehicle in the daytime, and I had no air conditioning. My vehicle was the shit, so there I am, like this poor kid out in Los Angeles, like cracking my windows and then having this like battery operated little fan that would blow hot air on me, and I
Oh
would just
no.
like try to sleep in my Planet Fitness, right there at the Burbank airport. There's a Planet Fitness, and I would try to sleep in that parking lot because I would shower at Planet Fitness and
Yeah,
change
yeah.
there, and like it was open 24 hours back then. And I was able to shoot across and go and train at Rikishi's, and I did that for just under a year, and I filmed it, and I was like, to be a professional wrestler, I don't come from a family of wrestlers. I don't come from a family of money. I don't come from a supportive community that's going to back me. I literally was on my own. Me and my friend Nathaniel, like we literally went to the
Mm.
school and paid our dues and sacrificed everything to be a wrestler and to train under these legends. And I I'm thankful for everything that I did and everything that I learned under these people, but to be robbed of my career, like wrestling doesn't owe you anything. That's the harsh reality of this business. Wrestling will never owe you anything, but to pay my dues and sacrifice everything just to be put in a wheelchair the rest of my life and to be sick the rest of my life and to have this disease spread and kill me, it's so unfair. It's so unfair to let this just be my story. And that's why you guys are seeing me make appearances again. That's why
Yeah.
you guys see me getting out there again. Even though I'm not healthy enough to wrestle, I'm starting to get healthy enough to go to these cons and start to valet. And eventually, if my body gets healthy enough, I will debut and I will wrestle and I will have a little bit of a career before, my body gives out on me. So I want it to be more of an inspiring story than a tragedy.
Yeah, no, no, definitely, yeah. And like for how long did it actually take your body to get used to when you were in wrestling training, like all the bumps and the rope burns and everything that
Right.
comes with like wrestling training? Did it take your body a while to get get used to all that stuff?
Well, with my sickness right now?
Well, no, I'm talking about
Or
like
just
when you were
before?
actually like
Oh, just before. That's
training.
just like it just depends on the person. Like
Mm.
training, like I just taking bumps. It's a bitch. God, like I have a friend that always tells me his iconic story of like before he decided to make a career out of this. One of my friends was like, when he first took the bump, his first bump, it took the wind out of him. He's like, he just looked up at the ceiling and was like, Jesus, do I actually want to do this for a living? And and I it just like we all have moments like that. And I just when I was doing my training, I never thought that, hey, I'm gonna end up sick the rest of my life. You think that, hey, I'm gonna have a wrestling career and it's either gonna be really, really great, or it's gonna be okay and make some money and get out. Like I never expected to have this weird Cinderella story. I never expected to be sick. But when looking back at my training, um it came natural. I'm not trying to sound weird or anything, but of course it hurt. Of course I had bruises,
Well, yeah,
but
of
I just,
course.
being brought up in dance and brought up in sports, like, and then weight training with my friends, like it kind of like just came natural, and it really was easy for me, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I loved every bit of it. And then I became sick, and I've been out for 7 years, and that's a long time to be out. And
Yeah,
now with
yeah.
my body being sick, it's kind of like I don't even know what my body will allow me to do in that ring in training, and we're gonna try to figure that out this winter.
Oh, oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I am seeing my doctor, and we're gonna try to see what I'm capable of doing, and maybe I can do some more training behind the
Mhm.
scenes this winter, and maybe there'll be some exciting news come springtime.
Good. Okay, good. I wish you the best of luck with that.
Thank you. Thank you. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, and I need all the positive energy sent my way.
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely. And before you got got sick, like did you wrestle a match, or did you wrestle any matches before you got sick?
Only during school. So like what I did,
Okay.
so my training was basically for the 2 years. Before
Hmm.
that, I spent like 4 years on the indies as a valet, and only as a valet. I did not do the hot dog and handshake, wrestling, bull crap. I refused to look like a trash bag wrestler. I literally was a valet studying Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. Like I wanted to take it seriously, so I took the manager role very seriously. And um,
Nice.
but that doesn't mean I didn't pay my dues on the indies. Like
Mhm.
I was the stereotype meme of, wait, we're getting paid for this. Like I literally was that kid. I was 18 years old, and I was abused. It's funny now, but it was pretty sad back then. I I'd be tearing down the rings, like I would be there, like running around, making sure everything's cleaned up, and not even getting paid. And so I made the towns, I paid my dues,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did everything your stereotypical is supposed to do, and then I went to school, and then I got sick. So yeah, of course I had my different class matches and my different matches like that, but to be running around on the indies getting paid for it and trying to
Yeah.
make it to TV, no. No,
Okay.
I was too sick to do it. And that's a part of my story is I should be dead right now. I'm one in a million. I should never have survived
Mm.
this. I never had any pain medicine, let alone medical marijuana. I had nothing. And I'm lucky to be alive. So it's like I'm alive for a reason. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so much it's so much bigger than what I'm about to say, but I survived, and I'm gonna wrestle. I'm gonna have that debut match, I'm gonna go out there and get paid to wrestle. It's gonna happen. And then something bigger will come from that also, and even after my wrestling career. But I feel like there's God has a mission and a purpose for everyone and a plan for everyone. And I was meant to get this disease, and I was meant to survive this, and now I'm going to be meant to wrestle again. So I really am excited to get healthy enough to wrestle in the indies. That's gonna be a blast. I have some really cool prospects, and I can't
Okay.
wait to I can't wait to announce some things, and just hopefully everything just manifests. We speak it into existence, and everything goes according to plan.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And for anyone who doesn't know, because I didn't know until I was looking everything up. Like, what
Yeah.
is like CRPS for anyone who doesn't like know what that is, and how someone gets it and stuff like that.
Right. So CRPS is complex regional pain syndrome. And basically, guys, it's a neurological condition, and there is no cure. And it's activated through, it could be anything from a heart attack to like a car accident, like a traumatic injury or a surgery. Like, say you go in for a surgery on something, it can be activated like that.
Mm.
And mine just so happens to be a wrestling accident. And it was in both my feet. It was torn muscles. I tore my ligaments, and it was a match out and Rikishi witnessed it. It was out in LA, and um, that activated my disease. And a more tragic part to my story is I went 6.5 years undiagnosed. And this is
God.
such a severe disease, guys. It is nicknamed the suicide disease. Like doctors, scientists, like they have nicknamed this the suicide disease because the death rate, and where there's no cure, and it spreads and it consumes us, and it slowly devours us. People are offering themselves so they don't have to live and draw out their existence. So when I got diagnosed, they're like, so some people, it takes a minute to get diagnosed with this, but they get diagnosed with other things, have medicine, have doctors monitoring them and stuff, and then they get diagnosed, or they immediately get diagnosed. My doctors were scratching their heads going, you haven't had any treatments for anything else. So, like, basically, I was raw dogging this without any therapy, without any anything to aid me with this
Mm.
disease that's so severe, and that's labeled above cancer.
Oh my
And they're scratching their heads going like, wow, like, how did you survive this? You're one in a million. And I'm just like, I don't freaking know. Like, what do you mean? Like, shit. Like, I'm just a girl. Like, I'm
God.
nothing
Yeah.
special. And now everyone's looking at me like I'm some kind of superhero. And I'm just like, I'm literally only just a girl, guys. I don't know how I did it, but yeah, sure, give me a medical marijuana card or something. Like, shit, I've been suffering. No,
Well, yeah,
like,
exactly.
well, to be fair, like, I never smoked weed, like, I think maybe twice in college, and like I never dabbled in it. And when they offered me like ketamine infusions and opioids, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do these drugs. And so I just chose the devil's lettuce. But I have a lot of people watching me right now, and a lot of people have wondered, like, my CRPS brothers and sisters DM me, and they want to know how I'm able to move around like I do, how I'm able to go to the gym like I do, let alone wrestle. And it's a heavy burden to tell people, like, to be the whistleblower, but like, also to be this, not to sound so dramatic, but this beacon of hope to them, like, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Shit. Fuck me. Why, God? But like, I'm supposed to be the chosen one, and I'm supposed to fucking help these people. Like, this stays between us, man. Like I have, like, there's people, you're telling me there's people that have the suicide disease,
Mhm.
and they literally are turning to me and they're like, help us. And I'm just like, I don't even know how to save myself. Holy shit. And so it's like, it's like this big weird Lord of the Rings quest mission, and I'm just some chubby little nobody. I'm just a little girl in Ohio, and I'm just trying to fucking wrestle. And I have all these souls saying, "Help of me, teach me, guide me," and I'm just like, I don't know what I did. I just wanted to wrestle. I got out of a fucking wheelchair so I could fucking stun someone. Is that what you guys want to hear? Shit, God chose wrong with me. I don't know why. God God could have chose someone better educated, with more finances, someone better looking. Like God could have picked anyone else to be a beacon of hope, but he chose my dumbass. Like, serious? Are you shitting me right now? Me? Fuck. I'm not a beacon of fucking hope for anything. I'm gonna be lucky if I survive this.
I mean, you you got out of the wheelchair, and
Oh, I
that's
fucking know. Yeah, I know. I fucking survived the worst parts of yeah, I fucking did it. Huzzah. Like I'm beacon of hope. Good for you guys. There you go. There's your fucking Christmas story.
your Christmas story.
Fuck. I fucking hate it, man. Everyone's like, man, you're such a superhero. You're a Disney princess. And I don't want to be a fucking Disney princess. This sucks. It sucks over here.
You want to be the chainsaw queen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, God. What about that? Fucking you chose wrong, God. You chose a freak.
So how did you come up with that name? I mean, I know you like horror, but like, how did you come up with that name for yourself?
Okay, so the backstory of my whole shtick, like with the Black Dahlia and then the Chainsaw
Mhm.
Queen. So basically, so it was 2011, and that's when I was just the valet. That's when I first got involved with the business, and no one had ever done the Black Dahlia gimmick, and like everyone wanted to uh put like a stripper's name on me or like a porn star's name on me, and it made me feel very uncomfortable because I was like, I was like 18 years old, and I was just like, I want to be more than just the eye candy.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to be a gimmick. So, because I was studying like Macho Man, Miss Elizabeth, Scary Sherry, and I was like, I really, really want to be something like that. So I they stereotyped casted me as a heel, which was so wrong to do to a fucking kid in the South at the time, and fucking make me a heel. But I was typecasted as a heel, and so I thought Scary Sherry, but more no. I went more with like a dark side Miss Elizabeth, and
Nice,
I was
nice.
like, I love the whole backstory of the Black Dahlia murder, and I became the first Black Dahlia of professional wrestling. And so just
That's
think like
awesome.
a dark version of Miss Elizabeth. And so that's how she was. And then I ended up molding her into more of a Scary Sherry. She became more vocal, more like Harley Quinn multi-personality disorder. And so I did that whole horror gimmick. And then when I was finishing up my training out at Rikishi's, my friend and I came up with, oh my God, no a female has ever wielded a chainsaw in professional wrestling. And
Sure, that's
let's
true.
let's fucking make history. And it was one of those things where of course I love the OG Leatherface, but
Oh
I
yeah.
talked
Oh,
to
yeah.
Rikishi about it because he was coming up with different gimmick ideas for me, and he was really really big on character out there, and he came up with different ideas that I did not like. And I was like, so Chainsaw Queen. What do you think? And he's like, okay, I love it. So all you got to do is ask, guys. All you got to do is
Right?
ask.
Yeah, exactly.
So I became in 2016. I became the first ever female professional wrestler, the Chainsaw Queen, and
Oh my
I
God,
was the
I love
first
it.
female to wield like a live chainsaw, and then I did that all the way into 17, and then that's when I got sick. And because
Okay.
so the whole goal was end of 17, maybe beginning of 18, like go and try to make a career out of it, like maybe uh I don't know. It wasn't meant to be because I was obviously meant to get sick. I was meant to be in that wheelchair. I was meant to um get this disease and then now spread awareness to it and bring awareness to this disease. And uh to be the first female to wield a chainsaw, though, I mean, like, I'm still making
That's really cool.
history. Like, I literally am going to every single state and being the first ever female to do it. But also, like the ECW arena, the old
Yeah.
ECW arena. I was
Yeah.
just there wielding the chainsaw. Like it was so cool. And then I have a lot of cool things coming up, and I can't wait for you guys to see them. The once I get announced for different things, but I'm excited to make more history in 2025.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I live in Philly. I live like close to the ECW arena, and
Were you there? Were you
I
there?
battleground, right?
Yeah, were you there when
Yeah,
I?
yeah.
Where's the footage? Where did you not get footage of me wielding the chainsaw?
I didn't take any videos or pictures. I'm sorry.
But you were there. You witnessed it live. You
Yeah.
witnessed history. Oh my
Yes,
gosh!
definitely,
Congratulations
definitely.
to you. You got to see that live. How cool is that?
I know it was awesome. Like you were saying, you're the first woman to ever do it, and
Right?
of course you had Leatherface, the wrestler Leatherface that did it, and then Terry Funk did it for a little while,
Right?
but like you're the first woman.
It's I you have all the great legends, all the different men that have done it throughout time. And
Yeah,
I think it's cool the different women that are now dabbling in different leather face gimmicks and different chainsaw gimmicks, but to come up with it in 2016, to wield a chainsaw, and then now to see others do it, I love it. I think there's a spot for all women to do it because the boys have been having fun for a minute. And uh I don't know. Like, so you thought it was pretty cool,
oh
the
yeah.
whole spot? Like the actual footage that they posted online, you hear the chainsaw, you see everyone's reactions, and then you see the last bit on the footage of me handing the saw off to my friend Nathaniel, and I'm like, "Where's the whole dude? I fucking blew my fat ass up doing that spin and shit. Like I was blown up. Like thank God I was not wrestling a match after that." So I put my heart and soul into that dance on that stage, and you're telling me I don't even have the footage of that? Shit.
Oh no, are you serious?
I bet I'm asking everyone for footage. Shit, like I'm like, oh, you're
Oh,
there. Where's the footage? Oh, you didn't take any photos. Fuck you. You say you're a horror fan and wrestling fan. I just literally gave you the bread and butter.
I know, I know. I don't know why.
Shit. It's okay. No, I'll eventually get the footage. And we were supposed to come back. I know we weren't there for the Christmas one. Did you go to the Christmas
Mhm.
one?
Yeah, yeah. I was at the
Nice.
Christmas.
Did you go to the NXT show there?
No, by the time I got tickets, it was sold out.
Ah, man, that's not rotten luck. One of my mentors, Dawn Marie, was on the card. I think she did a what was it, a ref spot or something?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. She's such a good mentor. I'm so lucky to have her in my life.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, when that was announced at the ECW arena, like the tickets were like gone in like an hour, 2 hours tops, and
Now, I'm very insignificant, and I bet they did. I bet they like went like wildfire. But I'm so insignificant here, but I think it's kind of funny that I made history with the chainsaw, but in between that, in between what I did, there was the NWA there the week before,
Yes,
and
yes,
then I made history, and
yes.
then I swear to fucking God, it was like the very next week NXT was there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, what's going on? What kind of life am I living? I should not be involved with any of this right now at all. It was so
And
fun though.
and you are a horror fan, so what's the first horror movie you ever watched?
Oh, first one I ever watched is hard to say because they were always playing on in the background. Like my mom would
Hmm.
always like have the OGs of like Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy Krueger. She would always have those playing in the background, especially during Halloween time. And then um my grandmother, whenever I was over at her house, she would have Turner Classic Movies on, and it would play all the classic monsters, and I just
Nice.
remember all those always playing in the background. And then I remember, like, one of my first memories was at a girlfriend's sleepover, and her dad was in the man cave, and he was watching, I'll never forget the scene with, like, which one was it? I cannot remember which one it was, but it was Chucky, like, he was, like, popping up, and it was a specific scene. But anyway, so, like, horror was always around, but I remember falling in love with Nosferatu at a very
Yes.
young age. Now, and now that wasn't probably the first film I ever saw, but but it was one of the first ones I fell in love with. The
And
OG,
now
the
and now
OG
they're
one.
making a new one.
Oh, I know, and it's dropping on Christmas, and I'm gonna go see it. But it's funny enough, that's my Christmas tradition is I actually go and have Chinese food and watch a movie on
Oh,
Christmas.
really?
Yeah, that's my Christmas tradition that I do no matter where I'm at. Like I've done it in like because of wrestling, I once did it in Dallas, Texas, and then next I did it in Los Angeles, and then the next I did it in San Antonio, Texas. Like so, no matter where my home base is, I always like do that Christmas tradition.
And now you have a perfect movie to see on Christmas
It
Day.
is literally awesome.
Yes,
Now,
definitely.
it's I'm stoked.
And excuse me. You're wrestler and you love horror too. So if there was a cage match between Leatherface, Michael Myers, Jason, and Freddy, who do you think would win?
Does Leatherface get his chainsaw?
Oh, of course.
Okay, Leatherface then. What a dumb question. What a fucking dumb question. It's over. It's over before it began. Does the bell ring? Like, vroom vroom, motherfucker, they're dead. Now, without the chainsaw, does Freddy have his glove? I mean, we're talking
Well,
weapons here. Does everyone have their fucking weapons?
Freddy always has to have his
Yeah,
glove
that's like
because it's
and
not
that's
Freddy
why I
without the
asked if
glove.
Leatherface had his because it's kind of like a part of him too, if you think about it.
Yeah, true, true. You're right. You're right.
But I
Yeah.
mean, now as for the knife guys, those are little bitches that could just like, ooh, machete. Got a chainsaw over here. I'm telling you, if you ever went into a house to like rob it and it's like dark out and like you're sneaking around trying to rob a place and then some in the midst of the darkness you hear a chainsaw rev, you're out. I don't care if you have
That's
a
true.
gun or
That's
anything, you're
true. You're
out
right.
of
You're
there.
right.
I'm telling you, a chainsaw would literally scare the shit out of anyone in the dark.
You're right. So what are like some horror films that you could like watch over and over?
Oh, oh, good question. Ah, let's see. Hmm. I don't know. I just like kind of like play different horror movies in the background like all the time. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
definitely.
Like it just depends what's on. Like if I have access to a television or
Hmm.
I love if I have access to a television, I'll just flip on. Especially during spooky season. I love when they have the marathons, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
Like of like
definitely,
Halloween
definitely.
or whatever, and you can just keep it on one channel and it will just play all of them. Like
Yup.
that's the vibe I always love, but I can't pick. Like it just any all like I can name a few that I wouldn't like ever
Right,
watch
okay.
again. I no, you know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna mention that. Like I don't want to cause any issues.
Gotcha, gotcha.
I'm joking. What about you? What are some of your favorite that you like to play over and over again?
Definitely Halloween. Like I could
Wait, which
watch
one
like
though?
I love like the original
Okay,
Halloween, like
OG,
Halloween
yeah.
1 and 2, and
Oh,
Halloween 3.
what's your opinion of the new ones? The last
I
three.
liked the first two. The third one I hated
Why'd you hate the third one?
because they made Michael Myers a pussy.
Elaborate.
Like I was sitting in the movie theater and I was cringing when I was watching that. I'm like, you have this little punk ass kid beating the shit out of Michael Myers, and then Jamie Lee Curtis easily kills him. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
So yeah, the first two I actually really loved. Like they made Michael Myers like strong. He was a badass. But then the
Yeah.
third one, they totally like killed him. Like literally like killed him.
So, so yours is Michael. Like, so back to the cage match question, would you say Michael would win in that?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think probably Jason because Leather
Why? Against a
Leatherface.
chainsaw?
Well, no, but Leatherface is still human, and so is Michael. Like Jason isn't, and Freddy. Once he's out of the dream world, he's weaker.
Okay. So how is he gonna win against Freddy then? So if he takes out the others.
Well, I mean, Jason isn't human. He was human, but like he's not human, and like out of all of them, he's the only one that's still like he's like a walking corpse. Like the rest of them all are like human,
Okay,
but they
but
still
like say we like hack up Jason with the
true,
chainsaw. Like
true,
he's
true,
not like
true.
getting up from that, even if he's like
You're right.
immortal.
You're right. You're right. You're no, no. You got a point. Yeah. Okay.
I
Okay.
just like I'm just it's the fucking chainsaw. If you take out the chainsaw and then yeah, I'd go with the machete guy because this brute
Mhm.
force and he's more of like a power
Yeah.
lifter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you watched Halloween?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was my God, I was a kid when I watched Halloween, and
Oh, you were allowed to watch it as a kid?
I was yeah.
That's awesome.
Because I remember the first horror movie I actually snuck and watched, like because my mom and dad were up watching it, and I don't know why I came downstairs. I might have had a bad dream or something. I don't even know. I was a kid,
Yeah.
and I saw they were watching Freddy, and I hid behind one of the chairs, and I'm peeking and watching this guy with a chainsaw like drag this girl up the ceiling and cutting her open, and I start like screaming and crying and.
Oh my gosh. That is awesome. I love that you have that memory. What'd your parents think?
They were freaked out. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Oh
They're
my
like, "You just watched
goodness.
the lady get butchered."
No, we're gonna have to pay for his therapy.
I know exactly.
But you fell in love with horror after that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like even when I was a kid, like I would always ask to stay up and watch the horror movies, and they would be like, "All right, you can't watch some of it, but not all of it, because you have to go to bed." And I would watch like Tales from the Crypt and
Nice, nice. No, like, what'd you think of like the OG monsters though? Like what'd you
oh,
think of like those
Wolfman and
like
Dracula.
yeah.
Yeah, those are all because that was what my
Like
mom
Dr. Jekyll, Mr.
grew up
Hyde,
with them.
like
Yeah, exactly.
classics.
Exactly. Like she watched them from when she was a kid. So she was like, "Oh, you like horror? Why don't you watch these?" I'm like, "All right." And then I was like, oh wow, these are actually good.
Yeah, and then and then like of course then we have the our fucking Mount Rushmore. Like you have the OG monsters Mount Rushmore, but then you got the
Mhm,
new Mount Rushmore, which is of course
mhm.
is uh Leatherface, Jason,
Oh, yeah.
Michael, Freddy. Then you got the ones that trickle
You could
in. Now you can throw
throw
in Art the
Chucky.
Clown,
Art,
probably.
yes. Art, definitely
He's a
art.
new one. Well, of course you got Chucky. He's always thrown in there.
Yeah, but Art the Clown, like
He's a
the
new
Terrifier.
one. He's a
Whew.
new one, and those three films are. I haven't seen the new one, but I heard that it's pretty good. But I've
Yeah.
seen the first two.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those films. Like I
Yeah.
think the actor David Howard Thornton, like he's amazing as Art the Clown.
Yes, he's a phenomenal actor. I loved the first one. I loved the kill scenes, and then the second one was pretty good. I'm
Mhm.
interested in seeing the third one, and I'm interested in being in the fourth one.
Ooh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, I would love to be in in the fourth one.
Yeah, because you act too, right?
Yeah, I do.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
I'm in a couple of different projects coming up. Whoop Ass, they're doing their thing, and in the film is independent wrestler, Warhorse.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
he, and and then Haley, Jay, from OVW.
Mhm.
So like us three are the main ones in the film, and then we got Ken Anderson in it, and basically like her and I are fighting over that guy, and so it's basically a film of it's a movie about wrestling made by wrestlers, and it's hopefully this film, we finished filming it this year,
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, so hopefully that project takes off, and it honestly, I'm excited for that project because I feel like it's going to be really really big.
All right. Okay. Okay. Hey, who better to make a wrestling film than actual wrestlers, right?
That's the pitch. That's what the directors tell us to tell people. So here we are. You know,
Exactly.
we're doing it, guys. Like uh support the film.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely.
I'm the
Definitely.
worst to advertise it.
And you're in Leatherface, like Dinner with Leatherface, right? Is that another one you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that I was supposed to go to the movie premiere. They just had the LA one and then the New York one, which I missed out. Oopsies. But so yes, I'm in that as well, and you guys should go see it. A Dinner with Leatherface. I'm the worst client ever, and here I am, like I want to be in part 4 of this movie. Da, da, da. Hire
I
me.
I think you definitely should be in Terrifier for
I
like
let's
you
start
can
a
battle Art.
hashtag. Let's start a campaign.
Yeah.
I knock on wood. I know some people connected to the project, so like let's see
Hey,
if I can reach out and be like, "Hey, I want to be in this."
yeah, they need another wrestler since they killed. Oh, wait, you didn't see Terrifier 3. Well, Chris Jericho is in the second and third one, so they need another wrestler now.
Oh, that's funny. That should be the pitch. That can be
Yes.
the pitch to everyone.
Say, hey, Chris Jericho was in 2 Terrifier films. I could be in one.
I love that you said that. You need to post that, and that can be like a screen grab and be like, "Oh, now we need the Chainsaw Queen to be in this one."
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Let's make it happen. We could actually, even if I do a cameo or even if I'm one of his kills, I would love to be killed by Art the Clown. Like, just please kill me. Like, screen grab this and post this, okay? I want to be killed by, put me in Terrifier 4. kill me, murder me in any way possible. You guys sliced a girl up and down. Well, how about you slice me side to side? I don't care, like let's slice and dice me.
You could have like a little scene like how Liv 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 Morgan had that little cameo in the TV series of Chucky, where Chucky like he butchered her in the
That's awesome. Oh yes, please, let's do it. Let's do that, please, guys. So I want to be in Terrifier 4. Let's make
exactly.
this go viral. Let's make it happen. We can do that, babe.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So what about songs? Like what kind of music is on your playlist?
I love Ozzy. I
Nice,
love
nice.
I love Kiss. I love like just any type of rock music though. Oh God, I listen to so much. Like I've been listening to mm, I'll get judged for some of it on my playlist, but let's just leave it at I love all kinds of rock music. I'm not gonna expose my latest
All
taste
right.
because there's
Okay.
like there's like if I could talk about legends like Ozzy and stuff, and then talk about the new rock bands that I've been listening to, you'd be like, what the fuck? So I'm just gonna leave it at yeah, all rock music is really my taste. Like I love getting into my workouts.
Nice,
So
nice.
I'll just leave it at that. I will better prepare for that question later and get all the
Okay. Okay. And what would be your go-to karaoke song if you were gonna do one?
oh how cute. Um probably say my name.
Oh yeah, okay.
Say my name, say my
Yeah,
name.
definitely. It's a
That
classic.
that was that's such a classic. I love
Yeah.
that.
Nice, nice. I actually go with I mentioned Jericho, his rock band Fozzy. Like I love doing Judas. Like I love
Oh,
doing that
nice.
on karaoke.
Is that really your go-to?
Yeah, it is.
My goodness, that's so funny.
I like my voice is horrible, but I do my best. I'm screaming Judas in my mind.
I love that. You're a big you're a rock fan as well.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I
Nice.
I just saw Mega Megadeth and Iron Maiden. They were on like the same bill, and
Oh, so sick. I love that. I would
yeah,
love to go see them. I'm a huge mark for both of them.
nice, nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just came. I live in Philly. They just came to Philly, and Iron Maiden was of course like the main act,
What was
and
your favorite song they
Megadeth.
performed?
Ooh,
Well, that night, what was your
Meg,
favorite song they performed?
for Megadeth, it's definitely Sympathy of Destruction. Like they do that so good. And Iron Maiden, of course, I have to go with the classic, the not the Number of the Beast.
Okay. All right. Man, you're like the third person that's mentioned seeing people like different like cool different bands in person, and I'm just like I have to go and see a concert now. I have to go and see one of these bands. It's like it's calling to me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like rock. Like I'll listen to any kind of music. Like it doesn't have to be like heavy metal or rock and roll. Like someone plays
Well,
a pop
I
song that I like, I'll listen to it too.
I love all different types of music, don't get me wrong, but
Mhm.
I don't like country music. I genuinely prefer rock music. I
Oh, same,
prefer just fucking
same.
rock music.
Like it was funny all in the same week. Like I went to go see the Iron Maiden Megadeth show, and then a friend of mine, their 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 girlfriend was sick, so they asked me to go. I was like, all right, I'll go. And I went to see Troye Sivan in concert, and he's like this like pop star dance music. So I went to see Megadeth one night and Troye Sivan the
And
other.
then a pop star the next night. How crazy was your palate after that?
It was crazy. Like
Did you
I
like
mean,
any of his music? Like, who is that?
uh, he's
What's a song that I would know?
he has a song that everyone was going crazy for at the concert. It was called Rush, and supposedly it's a hit. I didn't know any of the songs when I went there, but I
But you
was
still
like,
had fun though.
yeah, no, it actually was fun. Like he had like all the dancers on stage and he's dancing with the dancers and the dance music's playing and everyone's out of their seat and they're dancing and I'm like it's a good vibe.
You
It is.
started dancing, you
Oh
started
yeah.
having a good time.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh man, I said no one from the Iron Maiden concert needs to see me doing this now.
Literally, I love that. I love your life. That's so funny.
Like they would take my heavy metal card and say you're no longer allowed to go to these
Oh,
concerts.
oh no. I'm the type of person that if someone gave me hear me out. If someone gave me a free ticket
Hmm.
to a Taylor Swift concert
Okay.
and I was in your position and it was, I go from something as sick as heavy metal and
Hmm.
then to a free Taylor Swift concert because it looked decent and I was a little girl growing up on her heartbreak songs. So even though I hate country music, hers like was more pop.
Well, yeah.
I liked some of her songs as a little girl growing up. So if someone gave me a free fucking ticket, like even though it's not my jam, I would fucking totally go to a Taylor Swift concert and be like, fuck yeah, let's dance and sing and shit.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then no one has to know about this from the metal concert.
Well, now whoever listens to it is going to know that I went to see Troye Sivan. But hey,
Oh, now they'll know. Now they'll be like, next time you try to go to a heavy metal concert, they'll be like, "Whoa, bro, you can't come in here. We
no,
know what you did. We know what you did. We got the footage.
yeah, they
There's
got
no
footage of me
takesy
dancing to
backsies.
Troye
There's no
Sivan.
takesy backsies. You pop star whore."
Yeah, exactly. Yes. As soon as I get up to the place, the building, they'll scan my ticket and be like, "Nope, nope." I'm like, "What?"
Yep. And it says pussy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I dare a motherfucker to do that. Well, what
I
the
know,
fuck,
right?
America? Well, we're allowed free tickets.
Yeah.
If anything,
And
you.
I I see you do a lot of cons too, like you do like all different kind of like horror cons, wrestling cons and
Well,
stuff.
yeah, it's like I mean, where I'm more than just a wrestler, but then again, I'm
Mhm.
I'm a sick wrestler that's too sick to wrestle, and it's like okay, well, I mean, I that's like how do you pay your bills? So you got your shoot job, sure, but that's supposed to be your shoot job. So if you can't make that your shoot job, dipping my toe back into um wrestling, I did start doing wrestling cons, but then I also do
Mhm.
horror cons. It is true,
Yeah.
but like like as a model, actor, wrestler, I go to these different cons. It's it's daunting to do these cons and interact with fans because it's just like, guys, I'm just the goof that got sick, like
Mhm.
I know a lot of people hear my story and I know a lot of people perceive me as this like Cinderella, and it's so cringe talking about it because, like I said, literally one Jay and Silent Bob joke away from cancellation. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like literally God. I'm I'm not a fucking saint, so it's like
Yeah.
odd when the fans approach me and me getting booked at these places and people bringing me
Mhm.
in, and I'm supposed to be some miracle. And I'm just like, shit, fuck me. I guess let's try this. So like everyone's like, you inspired me, and I'm just like, fuck. Get so many people approaching me and getting my autograph, and they're like, man, you really like keep going. I can't wait to see you wrestle. And it's just like, well, goddamn, I
Yeah.
was gonna fucking kill myself tonight, but I guess I can't now. Shit. I was gonna hang myself by my ponytail like when I got back to the hotel room, but now I guess I can't. Ah. Like I literally have the craziest life because like I get out of that wheelchair and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, like this is painful, this sucks. And then I get diagnosed with the disease and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, that makes sense why this is painful and this sucks, whatever, and then it's like, fuck it, I'm so stubborn. If God's gonna take my life like this, I'm gonna at least fucking wrestle. And
Yeah.
so I start doing these cons and it's crazy interacting with everyone, but I want to I really want to wrestle this coming year. I want to do more than just making these appearances at these cons. Like now
Mhm.
the last con I just did, WrestleCade or something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I valeted there, and then I'm starting to do more and I'm proud of my body, but it's not enough. I want to wrestle.
Okay. And I look forward to seeing you wrestle in the ring.
Thank you. Definitely, maybe my debut will be at that arena. Who knows?
Exactly. You never know. You never know.
I have this running joke with my friends of when okay, so my close friends know my story and know
Mhm.
what's been happening with me with my sickness, but I have yet to debut for the public, and I'm doing these signings next to legends, right? My debut signing is at the Wrestling Universe store in New York
Yeah, I definitely know that story.
with Alicia Fox.
Really? Wow.
So this was last year, last in the summer, beginning of fall. I debuted and did my first signing, and the bookers had different people coming in throughout the day, but the main event was Alicia, and they put me with her, so it was me and her doing a signing, and that was my first signing ever back
Oh my God.
from being out for like at the time it was like 6.5 years, and that's right when I got diagnosed with CRPS too, so no one knew how sick I was. And I didn't even wrestle my first match yet, and that was my debut signing.
Oh, that's sick. That's
I
awesome. That's awesome.
I and I was just like, "Why am I here?" It's like no one does this. So then since then, I've been doing all these big public signings, like people were bringing me in and
Mhm.
I'm being this public figure, and I haven't wrestled yet, and it's like, "Oh my fucking god, this is insane." So the running joke is, so there's a lot of really positive things with me valeting coming
Mhm.
in the new year that I can't talk about, but a lot of cool different TV things, and I'm really blessed and excited to do what's about to happen. But
Okay.
as I build my resume, granted, I'm sick still. There's only so much I can do.
Well, yeah,
So
yeah.
as I do these appearances and as I do these different valeting spots, the running joke is I'll probably get signed with a contract as a valet manager or whatever. But the running joke with my friends I'll have my debut wrestling match on TV.
Hey, that would be so cool, wouldn't it
Think
though?
about it. Think about it. I
Yes.
literally get out of
Yes.
a wheelchair and have my first debut signing, and it's at the Wrestling Universe store with Alicia
Mhm.
fucking Fox, and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, I shouldn't be doing this. So now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start wrestling. And I literally am going to be like, holy fucking shit. That's what I'm gonna say to my fucking friends as I go out of the fucking curtain. Like, just know wherever you see me debut at, know my final words before I went out of the gorilla pit was holy fucking shit. So this is my debut goddamn match. And it's gonna be so stupid. It's gonna be like, oh my god, can I just be green for a second? So that's the running joke of this crazy story. From being homeless to getting
Yeah.
sick to paying my dues to now dipping my toe back into the wrestling world. Stay tuned. Yeah, sure, it's been taking like a year to do all this. And then now this year, what's about to happen? I'm sick. We're there's a lot of serious things going on behind the scenes, but um putting that aside, don't be surprised when my bitch ass like debuts. Like my first ever paid wrestling match will be like on TV or something. I know it. It'll be some dumb shit.
I would love it. Like that would be so cool. Like that would be a perfect way to have your first match.
Considering that every single thing that's been happening to me, and it's like this is insane. Like no one should be like experiencing what I'm experiencing, but it's happening, and it's like the cliche Cinderella story,
Oh no, it definitely is. Yeah.
but it's not all glitz and glam though. People got to remember that. People have to remember that it's very scary, very painful, and I'm just holding on and screaming. Everyone thinks this is so cool being Cinderella. No, I'm screaming over here, going, "Ah, God, why me? This is fucking scary. I don't want to be the chosen one anymore. Not fun being Harry Potter.
It's
Shit."
not fun being Harry Potter.
That's one thing I've always joked about with my therapist and then my friends is like, how do you feel being diagnosed with CRPS? How does it feel to like be the chosen one? And it's like it's not fun. And
Mhm.
I refer to
No,
my best
it's a lot of pressure. It is.
a
Yeah.
lot of pressure
Yeah.
being the fucking whistleblower. And like I'm not gonna get into it too much because I still have to discuss it with him before I go public. But one of my CRPS brothers is really struggling, and he just like looks at all that I do, and it's like, baby, I am the best way to explain it is I'm like standing on a tightrope and
Mhm.
everyone's watching, and the regular people like you guys are going, oh yes, 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 she's in pain, yes, you guys don't understand, but you're watching and you sympathize, which is fine. But my CRPS brothers and sisters are watching, and they are amazed by what I'm doing, and they're with you but in confusion. So the best way to explain it is fucking screaming on this tightrope. You motherfuckers don't know what's going on up here. I'm screaming, I'm shaking, I'm shitting my panties, like there's a lot going on right now. And I want to tell them that
Mhm.
it's like, oh yeah, the modeling is so pretty. The being in these movies is so fun. Um, why aren't you wrestling yet though? That's the one thing people have on me, and it's like that there's a reason. And when people see the truth is I'm vomiting every day. I'm 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 sick. I Before the photo shoots, I'm falling. I'm passing out. So there's a reason why I'm not wrestling yet, and it is
Yeah.
because I'm sick, but also it's because I'm gonna debut on TV.
Exactly. Exactly.
Seriously, we're speaking it into existence. It's gonna happen. Everyone's gonna be like, "Son of a bitch!"
Son of a
Like
bitch, she
she
said this on the
literally.
podcast, and now it's coming true.
It's just like once it's all said and done, once my career, like say in the next like 5 years or whatever, we look back, I'm gonna be like, wow, I really did debut at the Wrestling Universe store. And then, wow, I really did that with the Valet. And then it's
Mhm.
like, wow, my first match was really on TV and it really was this. And I'm gonna be like, man, people hate me. And the thing that people need to understand though is I would have given anything not to have been sick.
Oh yeah, of
Like I
course,
would
yeah.
have given anything not to be dying, like I
Yeah.
would give anything not like just to just get injured though. Like for the past 7 years, I would have given anything to have been wrestling this whole time and building a career, like have
Mhm.
any other story but this one. And that's what some people forget is I'm not like handed things.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
worked
exactly.
so hard to get to where I'm at right now, and suffering with CRPS was sacrifice enough.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Damn.
You have a
But
lot of cool screen grabs though in this, to like a lot of funny screen grabs. I can't wait to see what you make of this.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But I guess the last thing I'm gonna ask, because I have to
Go to
clean
the
up
Christmas
the
party.
Christmas bar. Yeah, I have to clean that up and then leave. But so the last thing I'm gonna ask you basically is where can fans follow you at and keep up with all your upcoming things?
Right, guys. Well, I'm shadow banned, so if you look me up, you won't be able to find me. But if I'm tagged to this, then you'll be able to find me. But it sucks. And it's not even because of my booty shots. It's literally like someone spam attacks everything. Like even my CRPS post, me trying to bring
Oh
awareness to
my
a
god.
rare, yeah, my rare disease that, mind you, I was in the ER last month and all the doctors and the medical staff never even heard of CRPS. So I'm dying of a rare freaking medical condition that doctors don't even know of. And you're gonna spam attack my Instagram and like try to get my stuff taken down. It's so toxic. But anyway, guys, if you could find me just under Paige Collett, I'm the Black Dahlia. I'm on all different social medias. You can also subscribe to my OnlyFans. Uh I'm going to be starting up my YouTube channel, so if you guys want to subscribe over there, I'm going to be continuing documenting my journey. You guys can keep up with me on there. But other than that, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, definitely. It was very nice meeting you. Like you're really awesome. Like it
Oh
was very nice
yeah.
meeting
I'll see you at Battleground probably in January, February, whenever they
you.
bring
Oh,
me back
okay.
in. Yeah, they'll I haven't talked to him yet, but yeah, I'll be brought back in soon.
Sweet. I'll definitely see you in person there then.
Yeah, we'll finish off this interview
Of
in
course,
person.
yes. Well, definitely have a great night and happy holidays too.
Yes. When is this gonna air?
I will have it up by the end of the week. I have to download it and then I'll post it and stuff. So I'll
All right,
definitely
just
have it up by the end of the week.
collab me with it, and then if you have a flyer that you want to advertise it before you post the video, just like collab me in the flyer.
Oh, sweet. I definitely will.
All right. Well, you're so appreciated. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
I'm tired. All right, you're appreciated. I think this was so much fun. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, definitely. This has been a lot of fun. Like you're really cool. Like
Oh,
you're awesome. Like it was
I'm
really
a
nice.
dork. I am a loser that like literally like dead ass like when I'm at these cons they like the celebrities like the big names they invite me to the fucking Marriott or like the after parties and I'm just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I'm just like, bye. You know, the meme that like do that disappears? Like I'm dead ass like the loser that's like it's like no. That just like it's just who I am. Like I'm a weirdo. But thanks for being nice to me.
Oh my God, yeah. Like I said, it's very easy talking to you. You're funny and yeah, it's very easy talking to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. The world needs more kind people. So thanks for being good to me.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Have a good night. And I'm sorry for keeping you from that party.
No, 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 it's fine. I had a blast.
Awesome. All right. I'll look for you to tag me to the flyer. And then you said later the week you're going to have the videos and stuff.
Definitely, definitely.
Sick. All right. You're appreciated so much. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.